Hey there, curious minds. Have you ever wondered how scientists keep track of all the millions of living things on Earth? I mean, there are tiny bacteria, giant whales, buzzing bees, leafy trees, and even those mushrooms that pop up overnight in your backyard. How do we keep all of that straight? Well, welcome to the fascinating world of biological classification, where we bring order to nature's chaos and find out who's related to who in the tree of life. Grab your notebook, or just your curiosity, and let's dive in. Imagine this: you walk into a gigantic library, but instead of shelves neatly lined with books, everything is scattered. Romance novels, textbooks, cookbooks, comic books all thrown into one giant pile. Now imagine trying to find your favorite storybook in that mess. Sounds impossible, right? Well, that's exactly what the natural world would feel like if we didn't have a system to classify all the living things around us. Biological classification is the process scientists use to group organisms based on shared features. It helps us understand relationships, trace evolutionary history, and communicate clearly about every living thing from amoebas to zebras. Now, let's rewind the clock. The idea of classification isn't new. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and Greeks already noticed patterns among animals and plants. But the real story starts with Aristotle, the famous Greek philosopher. He tried grouping animals based on where they lived: land, water, or air. Simple, right? But here's the problem. A whale lives in water. But is it a fish? A bat flies. But is it a bird? So yeah, his system was basic, and as the world grew more complex, it just couldn't keep up. Then came Carl Linnaeus in the 1700s, the GOAT of taxonomy. Linnaeus developed a formal system based on shared physical characteristics. He also introduced something we still use today: binomial nomenclature, a fancy way of giving every species a two-part Latin name. For example, humans are called Homo sapiens, dogs, Canis lupus familiaris, your pet cat, Felis catus. Thanks to Linnaeus, we stopped calling animals that big, furry thing and started using a universal language. Now, let's get organized. Biological classification works like a super-organized filing system. There are 7 major ranks, like folders within folders, that help scientists group organisms, from the broadest to the most specific. Let's go through them, and I'll give you a fun way to remember them too. 1. Kingdom. 2. Phylum. 3. Class. 4. Order. 5. Family. 6. Genus. 7. Species. And here's a catchy mnemonic: King Philip came over for good soup. Each first letter matches a rank. Now let's break that down using a lion as an example. Kingdom, an mammalia because it's an animal. Phylum, chordata, it has a backbone. Class, mammalia, it has fur and drinks milk as a baby. Order, carnivore, it's a meat eater. Family, Felidae, it's part of the cat family. Genus, Panthera, big cats like lions, tigers, leopards. Species, Leo, specifically the lion. So, the lion scientific name is Panthera leo. Pretty cool, right? And just like that, every living thing has its own unique address in the tree of life. Now that you've met the hierarchy, let's zoom out and look at the kingdoms, the broadest groups of life. Most scientists recognize 5 main kingdoms, though some add a 6th. 1. Monera, bacteria and archaea. Tiny, single-celled, no nucleus. Protista, mostly single-celled, like amoebas and algae. 3. Fungi, mushrooms, malts, and yeasts, not plants, not animals. 4. Planta, all the green things that photosynthesize. 5. Animalia, from insects to elephants to humans. Some modern systems now split Monera into 2, bacteria and archaea, making it 6 kingdoms or even more, depending on the model used. Science evolves, and so does classification. In Linnaeus' time, classification was all about what organisms looked like, their shape, structure, and behavior. But today, we've gone way deeper. Thanks to technology, scientists now use DNA analysis to compare the genetic makeup of organisms, and sometimes the results are surprising. For example, did you know fungi are more closely related to animals than to plants? Or that birds are technically a kind of dinosaur? This is called phylogenetics, the study of evolutionary relationships based on genetic data, and it's reshaping how we understand the living world. It's like discovering long-lost relatives at a family reunion, except the relatives are mold spores and jellyfish. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool info, but why should I care? Let me give you 4 solid reasons why biological classification matters. 1. Medicine. Knowing how bacteria and viruses are classified helps scientists create vaccines, antibiotics, and treatments faster. For example, COVID-19 is part of the coronavirus family, and knowing its family tree helped us fight it better. Agriculture. Farmers use classification to breed disease-resistant crops, understand pest control, and improve yields. 3. Conservation. To protect endangered species, we need to know where they feed in nature's network, what they eat, what they need to survive, and who their cousins are. 4. Research education. From students to scientists, classification helps us organize knowledge, make discoveries, and understand how life on Earth is connected. In short, classification isn't just about Latin names. It's a powerful tool for solving real-world problems. Alright, let's hit pause and go over what we've learned. Biological classification helps us organize the living world based on shared characteristics. Carl Linnaeus gave us the binomial naming system in ranks like kingdom, genus, species. The 7 major classification ranks are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Mnemonic to remember: King Philip came over for good soup. There are 5 to 6 kingdoms, from Monera to Animalia. Modern classification uses DNA to reveal deep evolutionary connections. And this system helps in medicine, farming, conservation, and education. That's a lot of learning, and if you made it this far, give yourself a high five. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story through life's filing system, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. And hey, drop a comment below. Which kingdom would you visit if it were a real place? Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of biology.